So, and then I got the third verse, and I came in. My verse is called paralysis to all these characters. Now that is a salute. That the word characters is a salute to a track that me and Ak are working on called characters. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like an alley-oop, right? My verse is called paralysis to all these characters. I am amethyst, heat rock, the lyrical savages. Meaning,
like, anytime you talk about heat rock, you talking about ounces, slingshots, and bounces. You know what I mean? It's 3 kinds of rock. So we talking about, like, you know what I mean?
I'm the plug, straight up. I'm the plug for all lyrical scavengers who want it, you know what I mean? Then I said, mark on calendar, sick every day of the week, 365, and I ain't even touch my feet. Meaning, I'm sick every day. You know what I mean? Like, every day I get on. You know what I'm saying? And then, speak on my sword. My pen's pinnacle reach causes the ink to bleed. That means every time I'm writing, my pen is causing it's hitting its ultimate. It's hitting its highest peak just by the ink. The ink is the blood. You know what I mean? Born of king's blood. I'm a different breed. I'll never concede. MC who moves the crowd. So I'll never give up. I'm always going to be an MC who moves the crowd. Inspired Keanu Reeves created Neo style, which means I'm the one. Straight up. You know what I mean? I inspired Keanu Reeves and Neo. Who is Keanu Reeves? Is Neo. Only one. And this is where I get a little cozy. Created Neo style. For those who acted foul and crossed the line, I turned 87 Jordan with the Mike's design. Now I don't break that. I'm still trying to figure out if there's 2 bars with more entendres within the 2 bars, because when you act foul, you cross the line. The foul line in basketball. When Jordan did the infamous dunk, that is the logo, the Mike's design, the logo, right? The Jordan, the joint with him jumping in the air. There was discrepancies of whether he crossed the line, the foul line, or when he dunked it. Then we talk about.
People don't even understand. Like, when you get fouled in basketball, you get like just on a basic level they call it a foul shot.
Run it back. Put the speaker back up and take a bar. We need that clip.
So those who had the foul and crossed the line, I turned 87 Jordan using Mike's design.
If you act foul and cross the line, when you foul someone in basketball, meaning when you touch them illegally, like you can't just try to steal the ball, but you touch them physically, like you get a violation. They let the player go take a shot or 2 at the line. They have to be behind the line though. They gotta be behind the line. That's just basic.
Straight up. So in life though, because people, they clown out a lot. For those who act the foul and cross the line, I turned 87 Jordan using Mike's design, which means you act foul and cross the line, I'm jumping over dudes. You know what I mean? So it turned 87. That was the year Michael Jordan dunked and made that dunk a famous logo sign. But when I say Mike's design, I'm also speaking about the microphone, the sign, the logo, but also my mic's design. Like, I designed the mic to flow in a different way. So yeah, that was crazy. That was disgusting.
It was so crazy.
That was disgusting.
So crazy.
Then I talked around. Then I said I was.
I
said I was born in my prime.
Cross the line and like it on the track. I can't do that. That's like, this is what I'm telling you about my colors. Like.
Then I said I was born in my prime, but never the Optimus Prime, right? But when I saying I was born in the Ultimum, I was born in the Nexus. I was born in my prime, but never the Optimus. Meaning I'm not always the Optimus. I'm the realist. I'm also saying never the Optimus. You know what I mean? So. When we roll out, tell me who's stopping us. Whenever Optimus Prime when they were about to go to war, roll out. You know what I mean? And just to kind of give a tidbit, the original bar for that was when we transform, tell me who's stopping us. But then I thought about boot camp and I thought about Decepts, and out of respect to them, I changed it to when we roll out. You know what I mean? So shout out to Decepticons, shout out to you know what I mean? Like, so it was just straight up like that.
Decepticons, roll out.
You know what I mean? So when shout out to Penn, shout out to Rock. Shout out to Ruck, you know what I mean? Sean P.
D4L for life.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And my brother being so close to Decepts, it was a shout out to them at the same time. Because my partner is, you know what I mean? He blood. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't mean blood, gang blood. I mean Decept blood. So
yeah, I ain't blood.
I was born in my prime, but never the Optimus. When we roll out, tell me who's stopping us. Trust me when I say it's just a warning shot. SoundMinds, I don't care who you think is hot. Props to everybody. I'm showing love. Props to everyone. Right? SoundMinds, I don't care who you think is hot. Props to all, but make sure that you quote this. Akolite the general, light skin from the Akolites the general, put the world on notice. That pretty much is going back to the hook, saying that SoundMinds is putting the world on tilt. You know what I'm saying? And saying, yo, this is our first introduction track. So trust. There ain't no hate towards nobody else. It's always going to be one towards everybody else. But respect SoundMinds. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a lot of Easter eggs that we're trying to point out. Like, one thing people got to do, listen to Lightskin's other tracks on Spotify, title, everything, even on the No Need playlist. It's a playlist where, like, it has No Need a couple times, where other tracks we got interspersed a bit, like, around it to give you some background to it. But it's like, if you listen to some of Lightskin's tracks, it's tracks where he's doing spoken word rap style, where he's saying some ill lyrics, but he's saying it mad calm. You know what I mean? He's saying the mad calm. But he saved that energy for this track, where it was just like, if you listen to his voice on some of these tracks, he's just telling you, like, nah, I'll smack you up, like, my pen, like, you know, spoken sports and everything. But on this one, you hearing his voice, like, it's just like how I say, okay, sound me complete, like, this is, I'm the running down. On this one, he's doing that with the energy. He's like, nah, I'm giving you that energy, like, props to all, but now I'm letting you know we here now. SoundMinds, like, I don't care who you think is hot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm spazzing out on you. I'm being nice to you. I've been nice to you.
Right.
I think you might be taking it for granted.
You know what I learned, man, and what I live by? The greatest of gangsters and all of the threats, right down to the Shogun, never is in any way threatened by everybody else of their skill level. He's so comfortable within his own that he can show love and tell him, like, yo, you ill with your sword. Heard you. Just don't bring it over here. You might get decapitated. You know what I mean? You might get decapitated.
Over here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So handle your nunchucks, handle your stars, handle all your everything that you have, you don't with that. Keep that over there, don't get decapitated.
like just in the flow of it, me starting with, okay, we go into definition and then get ready, we about to flow, hold on your inner tube, and then right when you jumped in the fire, take a deep dive, you know what I mean? But then when light comes on track, instantly he's saying, I gave him paralysis automatically. So it's like we flowing, but boom, I stopped you for a second, like, it's not easy to flow. Like, we making it look easy. And like, this comes in the middle. It's 1, 2, then light is 3. He comes right in there in the middle. Like, just so you know, like, we still going over a waterfall when we flowing. Like, be careful. Be careful, Scrap. Like you say, be careful, Scrap. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the energy.
And then that's the thing, too. Like, even with the line, Born of King's Blood, I'm a different breed. That was a shout out to my parents. You know what I mean? Not having my parents around, but still understanding the kingdom and queendom that they were to create me. That's why I said, you know, I'm Born of King's Blood. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, no way is it blood gang or nothing like that, but it's just more so Born of King's Blood. I'm a different breed. Meaning, you know, like, you know, going back to some of the things I said before, I'm the son of a god and a goddess who will fall victim to mishaps. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of like when I wrote that, it gave me that remembrance of that, and just that trait of saying, nah, I need to represent mine. Everything I do is a representation of me and mine. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Now, it was you know, peace to all, peace to everybody, love is love. SoundMinds ain't playing though. Straight SoundMinds ain't playing. You know what I mean? So, and then I had to
make sure that you quote this, acting like the judge with the, and then once you say acting like, boom. So now we through
my brother get the L.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is where you get dirty.
Hey, yo, I'm on
I'm on 10.
When you hold up, extra flow.
So like, for me, it's like this. Like, and we talked about this in the reunion. How y'all turned me, for some reason, into the attack dog. You know what I mean? It's like I somehow became the man at arms for SoundMinds. Like it was like, yo, we got a problem. Send him to go get him. You know what I mean? So I always felt like, for me, my position in SoundMinds is, I'm the Ronin. I'm the warrior. I'm the dude y'all send to do the dirty work. You know what I mean? Like, I do the consciousness. I do that. I do the you know, I do the
breakdowns. Yeah.
I do the lyrical. I do the, you know, the nice God music and stuff like that. But my duality has always been that I'm also the bad guy. You know what I mean? So for me, coming on the track, and I don't know if it's because of my affiliations with like Wu and everything and all that, like, and how they used to do tracks. It's like, yo, it was like you battling your brothers.
Wait, hold up.
Let
me put it in perspective for people. I gotta go listen to this track called like, there's a few. I say Triumph, for example. If you listen to Wu-Tang Clan Triumph, right? If you watch the video, it's the part where Inspector Deck just jumps off the building and starts running down the building. Like, everybody's killing their thing, but he just jumps and runs down the building. And you like, how is he running down the building? Like, lyrically, that's a metaphor. Like, how he's flowing. He's just flowing in a different way. That's basically what Act does on the track. You don't even be doing good flows, and he just don't run down the building on you lyrically. Like, defying gravity, like, doo, 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 doo. And it's important too, because when you got the 4th person on the track, people are like, okay, I'm ready for the next track. I already heard 3 people. Then you hear that flow, you like, whoa, hold on.
bring it back. Come back.
Yo, and the thing is, you mentioned Wu. Hold up, you mentioned Wu. So right, as soon as he said Wu, when he says, I bought 10, mine, then. Right, like,
there's a lot that goes in that first 4 bars. There's a lot that goes in that first 4 bars, right? Now, all right, so I bartend, literally. It's a double entendre. I know how to bartend. I know how to mix drinks. Yeah, you know what I mean? I got my little, you know, I can mix a drink. I can make you a drink any given day of the week. I can do that. But at the same time, I bartend. In other words, when I'm writing, I'm paying attention to everything I write. Everything I write has a meaning to it. It's not going to be about, I'm just going to, like you said earlier, we don't rhyme just to put words together to rhyme. When I rhyme, I'm putting words together to make sense, to make something, to make you think about what I'm saying. Like you said, every time you go back, you listen to, you hear another name that you didn't realize you heard the first time. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I was doing. So
it's like when you walk in a bar, it's like you literally picture him like you went
standing behind the bar.
It's like a lyrical MC. I'm going to get a lyrical drink, a lyrical thing, and he's serving you. You came to get bars. I'm serving you.
I'm serving you bars. I'm bartending. Right, exactly. So you get that. It's a double, triple entendre just in one line. That's just a double, triple right there in one line.
I'm bartending with these bars, though. I'm bartending with these bars.
Come on, bro.
So I bartend. Mom bend. You know what I mean? Mom bend. This goes to what Pup was saying about being in the 5th dimension and so on and so forth. I mom bend. You know what I mean? So it's like it's also a jump to the 80s when we talk about, like, you know, everybody knows I'm a nerd. You see all that back there. Everybody knows I'm a nerd. So when I say I'm Mind Bender, I'm talking like Dr. Mindbender from G.I. Joe. You know what I mean? Like, these are characters that did wild shit. Like, Mindbender used to play with people's heads. You know what I mean? So when I say I bartend Mindbender, I'm Mindbender. I'm trying to play with you. You know what I mean? Lyrically, I'm messing with your head. Everything I'm gonna say is gonna mess with your head. All right? Now, the next line is I break atoms, right? On the eve of destruction, right? I pump thoughts that bring havoc. Now, first of all, breaking atoms, a lot of people know my favorite rapper. Like my favorite all time is Rakim. My favorite rapper though is Nas, and we got introduced to Nas on Breaking Atoms. You know what I mean? So this was our first cut together as a team. So it's like when I say I break atoms, I'm referring to Live at the Barbecue in a sense. Because now that was the first time you heard the greatness of Nas. Now this is the first time you're hearing the greatness of SoundMinds all together.
Respect to those that came before us at the same time.
Facts.
Crazy.
On the eve of destruction. People don't know that Eve of Destruction is one of Eve's first joints when she was with Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? On the eve of destruction, I pump thoughts that bring havoc.
Eve.
Hold up.
Genesis, the beginning. Adam and Eve. Genesis, the beginning.
You see where it's at. All right. What's good, bro? I said, I brought 10, Mob Ben, and Break Adams on the eve of destruction, pump thoughts to bring havoc. You know what I mean?
Havoc is the first superhero. Now, I didn't realize it's the first time.
Yep.
Like I told y'all, every time I listen to the verse, I heard a new person every single time. I heard the Havoc part on like the third or fourth time. And that's when I was like, oh yeah, Havoc was a superhero too.
But also, even Adam though, you know what I mean? Adam, if you want to get crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Captain Adam.
Yep.
Captain Adam is actually an Avenger. Right, so here we go. We're going to go into that too in a second. All right.
Wait, so Eve's first song was Eve of Destruction?
That's the first song that she was, it's not her first album. All right, so Eve of Destruction was on the Bullworth soundtrack, all right? It was the Bullworth soundtrack. It was the, she had just got signed to Aftermath, and she did the song Eve of Destruction. It was the one song on Aftermath that she did that everybody knew her for. So everybody thinks that her first appearance was with Rough Rider, but it wasn't. It was in Bullworth. Bullworth was the first song that she dropped. She was Aftermath at the time. You know what I mean? No, it wasn't Eddie Murphy. It was,
so wait, so we could tie in Adam with Captain Adam. We could tie in Eve with Eve, her first song, and we could tie Havoc with the first superhero. But then on the surface, you hear Adam, Eve, like hold up,
Adam and Eve, the first Genesis down my track.
But it goes that much deeper than that. That's bananas, bro.
And that's just the beginning of the rabbit hole. You know what I mean? So that's the beginning of the rabbit. Like I said, like Puff met me in the past 2 years. But like I said, I'm the pit bull. I'm the sick'em.
Oh, they descended the four horsemen.
It's true too, because like you know how we said like Puff is mainly like the one leading us to crypto and NFTs and everything and virtual reality. But people didn't know Dre back in the day was one of the first people that was lyrically killing the MCs, like all the cats that like logged onto the internet and used to battle. But like we in the hood, so I might stop through Dre's crib in the hood, like in the hood, like center of the hood. You know what I mean? Dudes pumping crack in the socks and this and that. And we in the hood, like in the project apartment, and they'd be like, yo, check this out real quick. He'll jump on the computer and he's killing these MCs. Some of these MCs
all over
like
the
in the suburbs, they have other countries and this and that. They don't even know they were talking to him about projects. Like,
I was on MP3.com, created audio bots, Spit Raw, I created crew audio bots.
AOL had one.
AOL, Yahoo, I was going at everybody and their mom. If you had a microphone, you said a word, I was coming at you.
Because I'm like, it's funny because like people was talking about like, you know, you got nerd rappers on the internet and this and that, and their perception was like, oh, it's these kids that like never been in the hood and everything, not knowing that one of the dudes killing y'all is right in the middle of the hood in the LES, and I'm looking at like the pictures of the staircase, and I'm looking at like situations, and I'm seeing my brother, and he's taking time to smack y'all on the internet too, like, but he's really in the hood.
Before we got to the venue, do it at a venue. Right. Even before we even go to the venue to do it at a venue,
I'm like, yo, you was giving them a courtesy, like that's what I'm trying to explain to people, like.
I try to tell people they don't listen though. But then, so then the next line I go into, I said, I'm a monster, titan, acolyte, avenger. No pretender, scorch any beef that I enter. So basically when I said I'm a monster, titan, alright? So here we go again. I'm a monster. So people that know me know, you know, like people that know me in real life, I got nicknames for days. And one of my nicknames is Drezilla. Drezilla is a play on the name Godzilla. Godzilla's a monster. I have another track that I did where I reference Godzilla, talking about, you know, like you Tokyo, I'm Godzilla, I'm crushing, I'm walking through you, you know what I mean? And then a titan, when I talk about titans, we're talking about like gods, like you know what I'm saying? And if you think about titans and we go back to the Avenger line, I'm a titan, an Avenger. A titan would be my man, you know what I mean? Thanos was a titan.
It's appropriate timing too, because for years in Marvel, like you have to be deep in comics to understand like the Titans, the gods, the Eternals and everything, but it just happens that after COVID and the Thanos thing and everything, they're actually introducing these deeper characters like the Watchers and the Eternals, you know what I mean? So when you brought the Titans into it, it's just now the time where people will be like, because normally they'd be like, is it Wolverine, Spider-Man, or the Hulk? You know what I mean? Right. But now it's like, you get into
now you get a better understanding.
That was a gift, because when I first heard it, and it was just like, he killing the track, like he's slicing it up, he's just getting super awesome. And then when I listened, like, I'm trying to hear, because I know we got an ill scheme in here. Once you said the Avengers, I was like, oh, that was the key to the match. That was the key he handed me. Because then when you said that, I started hearing, I was like, oh, Avengers. Then I started listening, oh, where's Thor? Where's Iron Man? Then I started hearing those. If you didn't even say Avengers, it might have taken me like 10 more listens before I started tuning in. I'm not going to hold you. Like, when you said Avengers, I'm like, oh, I grabbed that. I'm like, I got to keep down listening to every line, like,
but see, and this is where the play comes, because me and Light, when we came up with the name Acolytes, right? We were talking about what was our purpose as the Acolytes. We looked at what Acolytes did, you know what I mean? As far as religion, what Acolytes did. So for us, we're Acolytes to hip hop. So for me, we are Avengers. You know what I mean? You rap shit and you bumming off, you vulturing our culture, you doing what you're doing in the culture, you coming in here, you just coming in here to make paper, and that's all you here for. You know what I mean? Our job as Acolytes is to take you out. It's as simple as that. That's our job. You know what I mean? So
it's like they got like hip hop is a real culture. Like they have a temple of hip hop. Like from that standpoint.
So for me, I've always been the war-minded of the two of us. You know what I mean? I'm the war-minded. He's the calm one. That's the funny part about it, is that he's the calm one, and he's still. You know, like, it's like looking at Tango and Cash. The rest was crazy, but it's like the one was crazy, a little bit crazy. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's the calm one. So it's like I'm an acolyte, Avenger. So my job is I'm here to avenge for the culture. You know what I mean? And then that's what I said. I'm no pretender. I'm not sitting here. I'm not talking about, oh, you know, how much drugs I sold, how many guns I told, this, that, and the third. I'm not a pretender. You know what I mean? I scorch any beef that I enter. You know what I mean? So that right there is like what we were talking about before, when it's like, I respect all y'all dudes. Yo, you nice. You kind of nice with those nunchucks over there.
You nice.
But don't come over here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Keep that shit on your block. Don't come over here. Because if you come over here, this blade is going to cut you. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? I said, I injure. Bum-ass rappers catch the fade. Now, this is a funny play because heads that grew up with me know about me and they know about one crew. They know my tag back in the day was Fades. You know what I mean? They know I was PH1, Fade Uno, Fade 1. You know what I mean? So that was my name, Fades. Bum-ass rappers catch the fade. And everybody knows what the terminology catch a fade means. You will catch the fade. You know what I mean? I'm Act Tsunami, and y'all can't ride the wave. You know what I mean? Act Tsunami, the tsunami. But see, everybody knows that I do a double entendre with the word tsunami. I'm Sun Tzu. I'm a student of Sun Tzu, which is the art of war, and that's what this verse is. It's the art of war. Tsunami being the wave, unstoppable, unrideable. You can't ride the wave. You know what I mean? In these dark days, right? In these dark days. Now, if you play with when you play with this line, this line it kind of seeps. It's two lines in one. In these dark days, like you were saying, Pup, the shit that's going on right now. In these dark days, it's the dark days, but it's also as a days, like people walking around. In these dark days, y'all confused. Yeah. In these dark days, y'all confused. And anybody that knows movies, there's a movie called Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused. You know what I mean? So in these dark days, y'all confused to think I lose. You know what I mean? Right? Then I go further. Clicks get bruised. That was your whole camp. Catch it. I'm not worried about me by myself.
Heard. When you said that, it was just like that was clear as day. Like your whole clique.
I call the whole clique out. I don't care if it's me by myself. I call the whole clique, and I got battle tracks that I've done against whole crews by myself. I've done it. You know what I mean? Clicks get bruised. Right? Here's the first double entendre that I played with as far as cartoons are getting nerdy. Clicks get bruised. Turn to ash. You pick a choose.
Pick a choose.
You can turn to ash. You pick a choose. You pick a choose. Ash, Pikachu. Ash, Pikachu. Turn to ash. You pick a choose.
Pikachu.
That's where I took the alley-oop from the Avengers, because it was like half of the world when they did the snap, half of the world like turned to ash and disappeared. So when I'm listening back, I'm like, yo, this whole verse is like he didn't just. You know how they say like.
He snapped.
Filler line? There's no filler. No, every filler over here has a meaning. I'm like,
there's a meaning to everything I said.
Yo, and it's funny too because you talk about lines where like when we freestyle, we might say something that sounds good in the moment, but when you record a track, like on the SoundMinds track, you gotta say something that like people need to listen to it twice. Why else would be like, oh, we going for 1,000 plays this month? We trying to get 5,000 views, like not just for the number. Like, is this a track? Is it a track that's worth going to? Every time I go back to the verse, I'm like, turn to ash. Like you still talking about this whole analysis of us being hip hop superheroes. It's so crazy for the Adam and Eve being a Genesis to this being a Genesis SoundMinds track on through. Now we in ash. Now half the world. So now you're like, all right, which half of these MCs gotta disappear now?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what comes in.
You gotta hope it's not true because that's the part we gotta saga down. Like half of y'all disappearing now.
So then that's when I go. I move with vision. The first character. I move with vision. All right. My hawk eye reigns supreme. Anybody knew before I was academics? Anybody knew before I was academics? I was known as Deadeye.
Deadeye,
and a Deadeye is somebody who can pretty much fire from anywhere.
He said,
you know what I mean?
With vision.
I move with vision. You know what I mean? My hawk eye reigns supreme. My Deadeye, pretty much.
And that could have been a shout out to Aru. I reign University.
I reign supreme.
Yep.
All right.
I reign University.
My hawk eye reigns supreme. I'm stark, which means I'm being blunt. I'm being 100% honest with you. I'm telling you like it is.
Right.
I'm Stark.
But
you also know that's the Iron Man. That's the Iron Man. Right?
Hawkeye Avengers. Stark Avengers.
I bring thunder. In other words, I'm gonna be the one that you gotta deal with. You fuck with any one of my team. I bring thunder if you fuck with any of my team.
And guys, the Titans came before the gods. Thor is a god. He already said Titan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like.
Then we go further. I'm not the captain. I ain't the captain of the SoundMinds. I'm not.
Like Captain America?
Captain America. I'm not the captain. But if we generally speaking, all right? Because at the end of the day, what did we say before? In our camp, we all generals.
Right.
There's no one there's no leader to our crew. You know what I mean? I'm not the captain, but if we generally speaking, all of us are generals. You know what I mean? If we generally speaking, I'll turn your whiz. In other words, your wizard. We go back to the word supreme, your sorcerer supreme, your whiz. Also, your whiz, your woman, is your queen,
right.
Your woman. Right. Right? I'll turn your whiz to a widow.
Black Widow.
I turn your whiz to a widow.
Black Widow.
While you wander, which is good.
At this point, I stopped even liking you anymore. At this point, I stopped liking you. Like, once I realized that I heard, like, at this point, I had heard the track like 8 times. You know what I mean? I'm just listening to the playlist. I'm like, da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, Avengers is next. And then he said, from the pathway, he said, I move with vision all the way till he put While You Wander. Then it was like Wander and Vision was the latest, you know what I mean? The latest new, basically, scenario they made. It wasn't really based on it.
Yeah, that's what Wander, that's what Wander is.
Wander also means Wander, like wonder.
Yeah, you wonder.
You wonder. And then
that's also in Avengers?
Yeah. Wanda's the Scarlet Witch. You know what I mean?
Wanda and Vision were together in the comics.
Wanda and Vision together. So it's like
Wanda and Vision is together.
This is where it gets deeper.
People started watching Wanda Vision.
But this is where it gets deeper. Vision died in Endgame.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not Endgame. Was it Endgame? No, it was Infinity War.
Infinity,
Infinity War, he died.
Infinity War.
Right.
Which made Wanda a widow.
Right.
A widow.
Right.
Which made her a widow. So it's while you Wanda, but here it goes, ready? While I'm beasting. Beast is another hero.
Right. X-Men.
Right.
He's an X-Men.
Right.
So I turn your wiz to a widow while you wander while I'm beasting.
I'm learning about all of this. I wasn't a nerd on them cartoons like that. Yeah.
I'm a hood nerd. I read comics and I fight at the same time. You know what I mean?
So much, bro. He said so much, bro.
So then we sum it up.
Run this back so bad. I'm about to run this back.
We start summing it up. All right?
Listeners don't run this back.
You gotta sit down with a team. If you sit down with a team that really like analyze, have some comic books on the left, have like the Disney Plus Marvel show on the right, and listen to the whole thing, it'll blow your mind what he just said, bro. What does it really mean?
So here we go. So now we start summing it up. It's Endgame, the last movie they did, as far as the Avengers did. It's Endgame, right? I would
Wait.
top of the
Before
pile.
you ended, I forgot to say the thing that I had caught was when you said turn you to ash. That was right before you said move with Vision, and there was a part in there where they was playing back like the different scenarios, and like Vision had like stopped Thanos, like he stopped him, but then Thanos went back in time with the time stone. He stopped Vision from stopping him. So even though Vision stopped him, he stopped him, and then he destroyed him. So it's like when you said the ash, and then you said the next line was move with Vision. To me, then when you came back to Wanda at the end, it was like full circle to me. Like I pictured that whole scheme. Like he showed the whole like beginning of this saga of like MCU's just disappearing.
What was that? His first ball, Adam and Eve. You know what I mean? So Wanda being Eve, Vision being Adam. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Thank you.
So it's Endgame. I remain top of the pile, right? And this is where it's gonna get funky because you gotta get it to the next line, all right? SoundMinds is my unit. That's us. You know what I mean? Us four plus the other 30, 40 motherfuckers with us. SoundMinds is my unit, all right? Now here we go to the wrestling part. The ACO, we run wild. Anybody that knew who Acolytes was in the wrestling, they knew there was a crew called the NWO, and the Acolytes was the Bulldogs. We were the bullies of the NWO. You know, if Farouk and Bradshaw come, they went up in their spot. Somebody getting beat up. They doing interviews, and they come from Farouk and Bradshaw. You know what I mean? They come beating everybody up. They beat up the interviewer, they beat up whoever's getting interviewed, and they run out of there. They run wild. You know what I mean? So from here and now, as like said, y'all good over there. Y'all good over there. Don't bring that over here. So from here and now, y'all cats know the vibes. Y'all understood. He said it. Y'all good over there. We got love. But don't come over here with that shit. Right? Y'all cats know the vibes.
He reiterated it. Make sure you quote this. SoundMinds in general put the world on notice. Then he reiterated from here and now. Like, we let you know, this isn't just like a lyrical rapping track. This is a genesis of something that's happening now with SoundMinds. It's like an alert. Like I'm putting out an alert.
Trust when I say
So we ain't gotta say it again. We say it once. We ain't gotta say it again.
I gotta say, just for people that think like, oh, you talking like braggadocio rapping. Like from now on, we're putting out tracks. From now on, if this is, in case it wasn't clear, like we're putting out tracks from now on. Like this is a part of it.